You've heard it before. Believe in yourself. Think positive. Visualize your dreams. But somewhere between those inspiring words and your day-to-day reality, something breaks. The advice sounds good, even powerful, but when life gets messy and doubt creeps in, it falls apart like mist. You're left wondering, why does confidence always seem just out of reach no matter how much you want it? Now, what if the problem isn't you, but the method? What if the reason these messages don't stick is because they're built on emotion, not foundation? There exists a path that's far older than modern affirmations, one shaped not by hype, but by hardship. It doesn't promise quick fixes or overnight belief. It teaches you to build strength, one steady step at a time. It's called Stoicism, and its quiet power might just change the way you see yourself. So if you're tired of fleeting motivation and want something deeper, more durable, this is your invitation. Because the journey we're about to begin isn't just about confidence. It's about building the kind of unshakable self-respect that can weather storms, outlast failure, and transform the way you live from the inside out. Ready to see what that looks like? Let's begin. Imagine this. You've probably heard it all before. Believe in yourself. Push forward. Visualize success. These phrases are repeated endlessly in self-help books, videos, and seminars. But for many people, these words remain just that, words. They sound good in theory, but they rarely translate into lasting, concrete results. And that gap between advice and reality, it's frustrating, isn't it? That's where things get interesting. Because maybe, just maybe, there's another way. A method that's been tested for over 2,000 years. The philosophy of Stoicism. Now, don't let the term scare you. We're not talking about some dusty doctrine only meant for scholars in ancient robes. What the Stoics offer is surprisingly practical, down to earth, and incredibly relevant to our daily lives. Their ideas aren't meant to sit in books, they're designed to be lived. They give us a clear and structured way to build real, lasting self-confidence. The kind that doesn't crumble under pressure or vanish in tough times. And that's exactly what we're going to explore together in this video. Through inspiring stories and practical exercises, we'll uncover how Stoic principles can help you build a quiet, steady confidence that holds firm no matter the situation. So if you're curious to try something different, if you're ready to step off the well-worn path and discover a new way to grow your self-belief, stay with me. You're in the right place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the timeless wisdom of the Stoics and learn how to apply it to your everyday life. And if you're watching this, that already says something important about you. You've realized something essential. Self-confidence is not something you're born with. It's something you build. And like anything worth building, it takes time, effort, and sometimes the courage to explore new directions. Together, we'll discover 3 powerful strategies to grow your confidence in an authentic and sustainable way. Each one is like a key unlocking a door to a better version of yourself and giving you concrete tools to shift how you relate to yourself and the world around you. So, if you're ready to take the first step toward a renewed sense of self-belief, find a comfortable place, clear your mind, and let's begin. Our journey starts with one of the most essential practices of all, the art of mastering your inner dialogue. You know that little voice inside your head, the one that never stops commenting on your actions and decisions. The Stoics knew how powerful that voice is. They developed techniques not to silence it, but to turn it into an ally. Intrigued? Before we dive in, take a moment to settle into a mindset of openness. Picture yourself about to receive the calm, encouraging guidance of a wise mentor, someone who truly wants to help you unlock your potential. That inner voice we're talking about can sometimes lift you up and motivate you. But just as often it can become critical and harsh, reminding you of past failures or warning you of future ones. The Stoics had a name for this voice. They called it the demon and inner advisor, a kind of internal guide. And they understood one vital truth: the nature of this inner dialogue has a direct impact on your confidence and your ability to take action in the world. Let's take a closer look at how to transform that voice from a harsh critic into a source of strength as we move forward into the next section. Let's continue seamlessly from where we left off, learning to transform that inner voice from a harsh critic into a supportive guide. Now ask yourself this: if your best friend spoke to you the way your inner voice does when it's negative, would you still be friends with them? Probably not. And yet many of us allow that inner commentary to go unchecked, letting it echo in our minds as if it were gospel truth. That's why the first real step in mastering your inner dialogue is simply becoming aware of it. Just notice it. Begin by observing your thoughts like a curious scientist studying a natural phenomenon. Don't try to change them right away. Don't judge. Just take note. You may be surprised by how frequently that inner voice speaks and how often its words are unnecessarily harsh, even unfair. But don't worry. This realization is not a failure, it's progress. The key is this: now that you're aware of your inner speech, you're no longer its silent prisoner. You've taken the first powerful step toward reclaiming control. And once that awareness is in place, the next step is transformation. This is where the Stoics give us one of their most valuable techniques: refutation. It's a mental strategy that works much like a sharp lawyer cross-examining an unreliable witness. The idea is simple. Each time your inner voice says something negative or limiting, you challenge it. Imagine you're preparing for a job interview, and that little voice inside whispers, "You're going to fail. You're not good enough." Instead of accepting that as truth, you question it. You respond with facts. Is that really true? I've had successful interviews before. I may not be perfect, but I do have valuable skills and experience. I'll do my best and see what happens. Do you see the shift? Just by challenging the thought, you rob it of its power. You move from being passive and fearful to active and self-assured. Of course, this won't happen overnight. At first, your inner critic may fight back, throwing new arguments at you to keep you in doubt. But with consistent practice, you'll begin to reshape your mental habits and weaken its grip. Everyone experiences inner thoughts that arise automatically uninvited, like whispers in the mind. This is not madness, it's universal. These thoughts can be positive, negative, rational, irrational. What makes the difference is how we respond. Some people accept every thought as truth, letting even the most unreasonable ones dictate their feelings and actions. Others learn to step back to question and not let those voices control their mood or direction. It takes time, yes, but it's a skill you can cultivate. The more you practice, the stronger you become at transforming your mental patterns. Picture this. Instead of a destructive inner critic, you nurture a supportive inner coach. Someone who nudges you forward, believes in your efforts, and reminds you of your worth. That's not just a mindset shift, it's a life-changing transformation. It can reshape not only your confidence, but every area of your life. And the most empowering part, you already have the ability to make that change. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment or for someone to come along and give you permission. Now that you understand how to challenge and reshape your internal dialogue, let's move forward and explore the second powerful strategy from the Stoics. A technique that teaches you how to stay calm and grounded even when life throws chaos your way. After learning to observe and challenge your inner dialogue, the natural next step is to turn that voice into your most powerful ally on the journey towards self-confidence. So let me ask you, are you ready to take on the challenge of mastering your internal narrative? If you are, I can promise you this will be one of the most rewarding investments you'll ever make for your well-being and long-term success. As we prepare to dive into another powerful Stoic strategy for cultivating unshakable self-confidence, there's one simple yet transformative practice I encourage you to start right now. Begin to pay closer attention to the voice in your head. Observe it with new eyes. Question it when needed. And little by little, turn it into a trusted partner instead of a harsh judge. This is the foundation of deep, lasting change. But just like anything meaningful in life, it takes time, patience, and repetition. To help you along this path, let me share a very practical exercise inspired by the Stoics. It's a habit they valued deeply, something they did every single evening to refine their thinking and their character. They called it the end-of-day reflection, or, in more modern terms, the evening review. It's simple, grounding, and immensely powerful. Let's walk through it step by step. Each night before bed, find a quiet space where you won't be disturbed. Sit down comfortably, close your eyes if it helps you focus, and take a few deep breaths to center yourself. Then mentally rewind your day as if you were watching a film of your experiences. Start from the morning and move through the day chronologically until you arrive at the present moment. As you move through the events of your day, pay special attention to the moments when your inner voice made itself known. Try to remember what it said and how it said it. When you notice a negative or limiting comment, pause for a moment. Question its truth. Is it really valid? Can you find examples that contradict it? How might you reframe it in a more encouraging and realistic way? Next, for each of those situations, imagine what could have happened if your internal dialogue had been kinder or more supportive. How would your actions or emotions have changed if you had approached the moment with a different inner message? Finish the exercise by congratulating yourself not for being perfect, but for simply taking the time to reflect and grow. Every bit of effort, no matter how small, helps strengthen that inner voice and brings you closer to a deeper sense of confidence. At first, this evening practice may feel a little unusual, perhaps even forced. That's normal. But as you do it consistently, it becomes more natural, even automatic. What you're developing is called metacognition, the ability to observe and influence your own thoughts, and the benefits of this go far beyond just building confidence. With regular reflection, you'll gain sharper clarity of mind, a deeper understanding of yourself, and greater control over where you focus your energy. But let's be clear, this is not about sugarcoating life or pretending everything is perfect. It's not about forcing positivity. The goal is to build a realistic and constructive internal voice, one that helps you meet life's challenges with calm and determination. Think of your inner dialogue like a muscle. It might feel weak at first, quick to tire, but each time you question a negative thought or reframe a critical comment, you strengthen it. And over time, those small efforts lead to profound transformation. Now that you've learned how to examine and rewire your inner dialogue, let's move forward and explore the next Stoic principle that will help you stay calm, focused, and confident even in the most uncertain or chaotic moments of life. Now that you've begun observing and reshaping your inner dialogue each evening, it's time to take that practice into your daily life. The more consistently you engage with it, the more you'll notice your self-confidence growing, your resilience strengthening, and your overall well-being improving. You'll find yourself less and less controlled by that inner critic and more empowered to guide it, turning it into a powerful ally rather than a relentless saboteur. So, are you ready to take on this challenge? Try it tonight. Spend just a few quiet minutes before bed reviewing your inner dialogue. And tomorrow, as you wake up, set an intention to pay closer attention to the voice in your mind throughout the day. Every thought you catch, every judgment you question, every time you reframe a critical comment into something more constructive, that's a step closer to becoming the best version of yourself. It's a long road, yes, but I promise you, it's one of the most rewarding journeys you'll ever take. Remember, you already have within you the wisdom and strength to master this internal voice. The Stoics understood this over 2,000 years ago, and now so do you. Don't wait for the perfect moment or someone else's permission. Begin now. And as we move into the next part of this journey, we'll continue exploring Stoic wisdom with another powerful strategy to strengthen your confidence. But for now, focus on building this daily practice. Observe, question, reframe thought by thought, day by day. You're shaping a new mind, one that's stronger, more resilient, and full of clarity. If you feel inspired, share your reflections in the comments. Let's use this space to encourage one another to grow together and to support this shared path towards self-mastery. Now picture this. It's Sunday morning. You wake up feeling motivated, ready to make the most of the day. You've planned a workout quality time with your family and maybe even progress on a personal project you've been passionate about. But as you pull back the curtain, you're met with gray skies and heavy clouds. Rain gently taps against the window. A gust of wind rustles the trees. Suddenly, your perfect plans seem to fall apart. Disappointment creeps in. Frustration follows. Sound familiar? We've all had those moments when reality doesn't align with our expectations. A change in weather, an unexpected call, a disruption in our routine, and just like that, our mood shifts. Most of us respond by complaining, sulking, or giving up on the day altogether. But what would a Stoic do? That's exactly what we'll explore next. How a change in mindset, not circumstance, can turn obstacles into opportunity. Let's dive into the second Stoic strategy that will help you master life's curveballs with calm and confidence. Just as we explored the power of adaptability in the face of unexpected disruptions, let's now go one layer deeper and understand how our body and mind react to these very moments. Because the way we handle stress, especially in challenging situations, plays a crucial role in shaping our resilience and long-term confidence. When you're faced with something stressful or unforeseen, your body instinctively kicks into what's called the fight or flight response. This reaction is driven by your sympathetic nervous system and causes a rapid release of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. Your heart starts racing, your blood pressure spikes, and your body prepares to respond instantly to what it perceives as a threat. In the short term, this response can actually be helpful. It's your body gearing up to take action and protect you. But when this heightened state of alert becomes your regular baseline, it starts to wear you down. Over time, constant exposure to stress can lead to anxiety, depression, and even heart problems. This is where the value of mental flexibility becomes undeniable. By learning to recognize when this stress response kicks in and pausing before you react, you can shift from simply surviving to thoughtfully responding. Instead of reacting defensively or anxiously, you begin to step back, assess the situation with clarity, and choose the most rational course of action. It's not always easy, especially at first. Many of us are so tightly attached to our plans and expectations that loosening our grip can feel like losing control. But the more you practice, the more you begin to experience a different kind of strength, one rooted not in control, but in calm. Imagine this: rather than being thrown off course by every disruption, you start flowing with the current of life, adjusting your sail instead of cursing the wind. That's true mastery. You stop being a prisoner of perfect plans and instead become someone who can handle whatever comes with poise and creativity. This is the type of self-confidence that doesn't crumble when things go wrong because it's grounded in your ability to adapt, not in external perfection. And here's the beautiful truth. Mental flexibility doesn't just protect your mind or your confidence. It enhances every part of your life. You'll be more receptive to unexpected opportunities, more inventive in solving problems, and more emotionally stable when facing life's inevitable ups and downs. So next time you're faced with a curveball, whether it's minor or major, take a breath. Remember the wisdom of the Stoics. Instead of resisting, ask yourself a simple question: how can I adapt? What opportunity is hidden here? That moment of pause, that shift in mindset, could be the start of an entirely new way of living, one built on creativity, calm and trust in your own ability to navigate uncertainty. And this brings us to the third and final Stoic strategy, the one that ties all our insights together and reveals the deeper secret to unshakable self-confidence. Because if flexibility helps you respond to challenges, this next step helps you redefine your entire relationship with the world and with others. Let's explore it together. Following our last reflection on mental flexibility, we now arrive at a deeper, more human dimension of Stoic wisdom, the power of perspective. Because while adaptability helps us handle change, it's our ability to shift our viewpoint that allows us to truly connect with others and maintain inner peace. The Stoics often encouraged us to step back and view the broader picture. Imagine a simple scenario. You're standing in line and the person in front of you is moving painfully slow or acting in an unpleasant manner. Your first instinct might be irritation. You start to feel your day being disrupted, and your thoughts spiral toward frustration. But instead of giving in to that rising tension, a Stoic would prompt a very different question. What might this person be going through right now? Could it be that they've just received devastating news and are struggling to stay grounded? Maybe they're dealing with chronic pain that makes every movement difficult. Or perhaps they're simply overwhelmed by something you can't see. The moment you start entertaining these possibilities, your lens widens. Your focus shifts from the irritation of your own delay to a deeper curiosity and compassion for the other person's experience. This is where the true strength of the second Stoic lesson shines. Seeing obstacles as opportunities doesn't just build resilience or spark creativity, it nurtures our humanity. It reminds us that behind every frustrating encounter is a fellow human being navigating their own storm. When we stay calm and thoughtful in the face of difficult behavior, it doesn't just help us maintain our self-confidence. It also elevates the quality of our relationships and strengthens our sense of connection with the world. Understanding that each person is carrying an invisible load allows us to respond with more patience and empathy. And in moments when others act rudely or harshly, instead of reacting defensively, we can choose not to take it personally. Emotional outbursts often do nothing but fuel the fire, adding stress and tension where peace is possible. But if we respond mindfully, setting clear but respectful boundaries, we not only protect our peace, but often prevent conflict from escalating. Neglecting to build this skill can be costly. Over time, unchecked emotional reactions can lead to chronic stress, anxiety, and even damage our physical and mental well-being. In contrast, learning to manage social tensions with grace opens the door to more respectful, constructive interactions and leaves you with a deeper sense of agency and calm. Think about it in a professional setting. How different would your workday be if instead of judging a difficult colleague or reacting harshly to a dissatisfied client, your first instinct was to seek understanding? That shift in mindset transforms communication, nurtures collaboration, and grounds your confidence not in external outcomes, but in your internal mastery. So here's your simple but powerful challenge for the days ahead. Whenever you're confronted with a difficult interaction, pause. Ask yourself, what might this person be feeling, fearing, or facing? Make the conscious effort to step into their shoes, even if just for a moment. At first, especially when emotions are running high, this might feel unnatural. But with consistent practice, it becomes a transformative habit. In the next part, we'll explore the final Stoic principle that brings all of these teachings together and reveals the ultimate secret to building a self-confidence that is truly unshakable. Stay with me, we're about to complete the picture. After learning how to navigate life's challenges with empathy and wisdom, we now arrive at the third and most profound Stoic principle, the foundation upon which unshakable self-confidence is built. This final insight is not just another tip. It is the very core of Stoic philosophy, the pursuit of virtuous action. The Stoics believed that the deepest meaning of life lies in aligning our daily choices with ethical integrity. To them, true self-esteem doesn't come from external praise or fleeting success, but from consistently choosing what is right, honorable, and noble even when no one is watching. So what does this look like in practice? It means having the courage to face difficulties head-on rather than avoiding them. It means showing moderation when temptations arise, practicing fairness in your interactions with others, and exercising wisdom in your decisions, no matter how small. It means always striving to take the most virtuous action available, not because someone will reward you for it, but because it is simply the right thing to do. What's beautiful about this way of living is that it doesn't require perfection or grand opportunities. You don't need to be a hero or wait for some life-changing moment. Your path to virtue begins in the most ordinary places, in everyday conversations, in moments when honesty is difficult, or when fear whispers that it's easier to walk away. Choosing to tell the truth when a lie would go unnoticed, offering help with no expectation of return, standing firm in your values when it would be more convenient to compromise. These are the small but powerful decisions that shape who you are becoming. And it's in these choices, no matter how humble, that genuine self-confidence takes root. Because when you act in alignment with your deepest values, when your behavior reflects the person you aspire to be, you begin to build a quiet but unshakable certainty in yourself. You know in your bones that you are someone you can trust and respect. Of course, this path is not without its challenges. Doubt will creep in. Temptation will call you toward the path of least resistance. But this is where the first two Stoic principles become your allies. Your ability to manage your inner dialogue will keep you grounded when your motivation wanes. And your capacity to reframe obstacles as opportunities will help you see each challenge as a new chance to live your truth and refine your integrity. By returning again and again to virtuous action, you begin to transform. This isn't about appearing strong, it's about becoming strong. Not through dominance or pride, but through quiet consistency and moral clarity. In the next part, we'll explore how these three Stoic principles, internal mastery, adaptability, and virtue, weave together into a complete framework for living with strength, purpose, and confidence. Let's bring it all together. As we concluded our reflection on virtuous action in the previous section, one truth becomes clear. The most enduring confidence comes not from achievements or status, but from the quiet, steady growth of our character. When your sense of worth no longer hinges on the ups and downs of external success or failure, when it no longer bends under the judgment of others or the weight of material accomplishments, something profound shifts. Your confidence begins to radiate from within, not as arrogance, but as a calm assurance rooted in integrity. It's the kind of self-belief that cannot be taken away because it is built not on what you have, but on who you are becoming. Each day, as you make even the smallest choices, guided by virtue, you reinforce this inner foundation. You start asking yourself in daily moments, what is the most honest thing I could do right now? What would someone I admire choose in this moment? These questions become your compass. You might not always get it right. There will be missteps. But each time you choose consciously, each time you act with sincerity and intention, you strengthen the core of your being. This journey of embodying virtue isn't about chasing perfection. It's about aiming for excellence in thought, word, and action. And with time, this steady practice becomes part of you, a deep reservoir of strength you can draw upon in every situation. This is what gives rise to an unshakable confidence, one that no failure can diminish and no success can inflate. It's a trust in yourself that becomes the most valuable thing you own. And here's the unexpected beauty of it all. As you become more aligned with your best self, you don't just uplift your own life. You start creating ripples of positive impact around you. Others feel your calm, your clarity, your integrity, and it gives them permission to do the same. By cultivating your own excellence, you quietly help elevate the world. So, if you're ready, here is your mission for the days ahead. Pay close attention to every opportunity, no matter how small, to act with virtue. In every situation, ask yourself what action would help you grow closer to the person you want to become. This won't always be easy. You may fall short, but each genuine effort adds strength to your character until this practice of virtue becomes second nature, the foundation of your inner peace, your confidence, and your reason for being. In the end, what you'll gain is far greater than self-confidence. You'll earn something even more precious, your own self-respect. And with that, our exploration of Stoic principles for lasting confidence comes to a close. But truly, this is just the beginning of your personal journey. You now hold in your hands 3 powerful keys to shape a life of strength, clarity, and meaning. Use them well. Let them shape your habits, your mindset, and ultimately your future. Thank you for walking this path with us. Thank you for your presence, your curiosity, and your courage to grow. It's been an honor to share this wisdom with you. And so let me leave you with one final thought from the Stoics, a simple yet powerful reminder of everything we've learned. Self-confidence is the first secret of a happy life. Trust yourself, trust your ability to grow, and trust your power to shape the world around you. It's within you, and it starts now.